Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. Featuring today, one of the games today is a 1 vs 1 on Semois in the darkness of Semois. We shall be seeing Magpiesflightx taking up the fight for the 12th SS Hitlerjugend with an awful lot of pioneers, and opposing him shall be Goobypls. I'm not entirely sure who's this, but some high-ranking player. Also note I've gotten some new British skins, so they should look a bit more interesting, a bit more model variations now on the British as well, plus some other fun things. But of course going for the fuel point, and he is fighting for the 11th Armoured. Always those 11th Armoured chaps, as they were really the only division to really have sort of Cromwell tanks, for example, as sort of their main armour. And there we go, also a slightly updated lieutenant, also a slight trick here, he's packing up and retreating. He wants him to get over here, of course, faster. So of course he retreats, which of course runs him over here, but again, little fun details on the officer. He's actually wearing a pullover now. So yes, indeed, this is the sort of officer who does not like being awoken in the middle of the night. Now he wants his damn cup of tea and some biscuits, and then he wants to beat the snot out of Jerry. Already a rather bold move here by Magpiesflightx, setting up some pioneers. Coming under fire from these rather brave infantry section chaps. Leading survey. And we are in fact seeing a 6th Pioneer Squad on the way already for Magpiesflightx pretty early on. And of course doing his best to of course secure as much territory as possible for the fatherland. Points being secured right there. Point secured right there. Probably an infantry section on the way there. Here, there and everywhere. And actually seeing a Wehrmacht quarters going up. This is a pretty interesting development. Usually you don't see that. Usually it's, you know, going straight for the Krieg barracks, but Magpiesflightx is playing slightly different. And the reconnaissance troops are moving out. Points being secured up here. Again, securing larger parts of the map, although of course he might soon encounter some British resistance. And of course he was able to of course ensure that he was not cut off right there. Infantry section number 2 out. There we go, the pioneers are coming under fire from the infantry section. Or the reconnaissance section, more specifically the Recce. Lieutenant moving up there, and the infantry section moving where, I wonder. Pioneers absconding from the house, trying to probably run around corners with the infantry section, trying to run in, but no. Yes, they actually manage it, but oh, they do suffer a bit as they try to run in. Lieutenant versus the pioneers right here, and the lieutenant is quickly run off. His pullover sweater is not bulletproof, despite looking ever so dashing. Bren carry out as the 2nd unit for the British. With a 3rd unit, actually not a bad idea. Pioneers going down, of course. Question is, of course, I mean, currently for Goobypls, I mean, it's rather looking, you know, like you're the regular pioneer spam thing, and then of course he might be expecting, well, that's what I'm up against, but again, you know, he might not be. And in fact, we are now seeing 2 MG42s being sent in to support the pioneers again. Not what we're quite used to seeing. Perhaps a slightly different Wehrmacht strategy in handling the British up. And the lieutenant is good to go again, albeit slightly worse for wear. A few blood stains on the pullover sweater right there. Going to of course be a mess to explain to the captain how he got his new sweater all messed up. Kampfkraft sent up. He might actually go for veterans who fought as well. Rather interesting, a rather intense first tier, which could either work or could backfire, depending on of course how quickly his British opponent can reach for the next tier and get himself a Stuart light tank out. Brenker rolling out. Soviets actually received some of these, and they were used for reconnaissance purposes largely for the reconnaissance units, but yes, received some as support from the British. In fact, they also received Matilda tanks, or was it Valentines, and some other bits, which the Soviets actually quite liked. In fact, they used, I believe, the other Matildas, yes, the ones, actually as a sort of medium tank for good usage right there. MG42 though, and we're actually seeing what was probably an attempt at raiding into the German base. My apologies, but of course the MG stops there, so he's probably not, again, realizing he's not facing the sort of usual sort of thing. And we are seeing veterans who run up for the MG42, although one another is forced to pull in as it's getting gunned down. And I think he's actually not moving in because he's worrying that it will go down and he can't recruit it. So a slightly more cold-hearted approach. Pioneers advancing, some already heavily wounded, infantry section run off. Brenker though with a few kills. Veteran Z2 on the way for the support units will give elite armor to the MG42s and the Pioneers. So that's certainly also important, but the British are already securing larger parts of the map. Field support truck has arrived, securing the initial munitions point right here. Not a bad idea, of course, means less travelling time, more time for captains, stewards and sappers. Pioneers rushing in. Suffering a bit here though from the Bren carrier, or the Bren carrier itself has also quite taken quite a bit of damage. Nice MG on the flank, but not enough. And Veteran 22 for the support units. This is definitely going to cause a bit more problem for Goobypls, but definitely make things a bit easier for the Hitlerjugend's Pioniere under their MG support. Stalwart Brits are advancing. And we are seeing a not infantry section. Still this bit is flashing. And there we go, Captain, who's also been updated a bit with the little cap and leather vest, stuff like that. Looking a bit more captainish, I suppose. And he's getting more pioneers, probably partly to replace the ones he had to use to sort of recruit the MG, but oh dear, he also needs to ensure, of course, he's got something to stop against armor, because now he will soon be facing the might of the Steward, and pioneers are not exactly the sort of usual thing you throw against a Steward. Just saying. But a nice flamethrower assault, Flammenwerfer Sturm, 3 squads already equipped.
Base is under enemy fire.
Bren carrier rushes in again, and we are seeing an MG42 up in the bunker, so there's more MG42s than one. And there you go, Pioneers rushing again the other infantry section, so that's actually a... How many infantry sections? 3. Pioneer squad though could be going down, getting focused nicely right there by Goobypls. And already now things are petering out a bit for Magpiesflightx. Although again, Veteran 22 will certainly help him hold on. MG42 setting up, and there we go, though not quite in time. The Steward light tank is ready. More pioneers just charging in, crossing the open road. And some squads could in fact be lost. No. Oh wait, they actually did go down. That is a bit of a loss right here. And of course the Bren carrier. Oh, cutting down more pioneers at the base. Cheeky Recce section trying to go, of course, for this, but is getting suppressed and pinned, in fact, with this rather nicely equipped MG42. And there we go, Steward on the move, and there's nothing to stop it. No Krieg barracks. Nothing at all, although we might, of course, might see a blitzkrieg response. No, we're seeing actually Volksgrenadiers out now being called in to assist. Something with Panzerfaust to try and desperately save the day for Magpiesflightx. While the Steward continues to wreak havoc amongst German lines. And that is in fact the Pioneer MG suffering a bit there, getting completely decrewed. British infantry getting reinforced. Steward continues the advance against the Krauts, who are actually trying to retake that MG42 and get out of there with it. The Pioneers of Magpiesflightx are taking heavy losses. Volksgrenadiers leading the way. MG42 might want to turn about a bit, just a bit. Although looks like he managed to get the Bren carrier off Magpiesflightx. That would be a nice thing for the salvage. And a small movement right there by the captain, heroically moving in to see some points in the north. Jolly good show, and a slightly more concerted anti-tank attempt. Stormtroopers now arriving with Panzerfaust, so he's probably not going for the Krieg barracks. Instead, he's rather resorting to some slightly more improvised measures, or at least not quite as heavy. And also note, Stewards actually gain a slight protection bonus against Panzerfaust, and they're not quite as effective against them. Vital to note. And there we go, Steward charging in. Oh, canister shot, doing quite a bit of nasty work there, but the Stormtroopers are largely alive, but still lacking a bit in Panzerfaust. Trying to, of course, regain a lot of territory, probably some munitions as well, so we can get more Panzerfaust. Oh, and it misses. MG crew down again. Slowly falling down. MG40 pull back from there. Stewart moves out, rather realizing what is at stake there. And these Pioneers coming under heavy fire. Also note the Pioneers have also been, sappers, I mean, have been updated a bit as well. And doing quite nicely against that last Pioneer, hiding behind a wooden cart as bullets fly past him. Trying to burn some Tommies. It's not having any luck cooking those. And forced retreat, though he might not make it. Or will he? Ooh, that's one lucky Hans.
We are losing ground.
MG recruiting. Pioneers run off again. Another Panzer strike on the way for the stormtroopers hiding inside that house. Let's go look at the Goobypls of the 11th Armoured, who's now getting the armored command truck. Having weathered the Pioneer assault and stalled it a bit, he's now immediately moving on to the bigger things. He's got an armored command truck, but it's a bit stuck. Move out of the way, mate. Armor on the way. Ooh, catching these out in the middle of the road. Ooh, could be a nice job. Move for a canister round if you so decide. Yes, indeed, he got the MG and the Pioneers. Absolutely horrific. A huge pile of gore and blood. Oh, Panzer almost close to knocking it out. The Panzerjäger on the move. Will they be able to catch the elusive Stuart light tank and knock it out? Mines going down for the sappers. Lovely to see. I mean, it's actually rare to see a British commander use mine, but again, that's rather the hallmark of the more clever ones. They actually bloody well use them. And a bit of reconnaissance right here. Also nice move right there. Stormtroopers move in, probably hoping to intercept it right here. But of course, the question is, how fast can they move? And the armor command truck sets up here, leaving the support truck. Oh, they got the Stuart! Gutes Schuss, mein Herr. Well, points being secured down there. Pioneer force moving southwards. And there we go, small engagement right there with the stormtroopers, blowing out a bit of heavy cover. Recon section moving in, sappers arriving as well. No upgrades for the sappers as of yet. Interesting, interesting. Most of them tend to go quickly for the repairs or the Piats. Generally they're the Piats. Very rarely you'll see them actually go for minesweepers and demo kit. Oh, that was actually a bit unfortunate there. That could have gone the Lieutenant. Lieutenant Jones might not then have been alive, of course. Infantry section with heavy losses sent away from the south as well. Mines going off right there, stopping the Pioneers' advance. And the first unit has arrived. A Cromwell has arrived for Goobypls. Gooby. And the snipers out as well now from Magpiesflightx. Of course, trying to drain the British infantry. But again, he might find himself a bit more outclassed by the arrival of the Cromwell. A further development on the Crusader tank, sort of the, the cruiser tank concept which the British rather used. They didn't really bother with light, medium and heavy. They had cruiser and infantry tanks essentially. Infantry tanks meant to sort of support the infantry, a bit like the Sherman, albeit heavier and less impressive gun, whereas the cruiser tanks were sort of meant, when things were broken through, to sort of cause a mess. But neither of them really sort of had in mind actually really dealing with other tanks as their main priority. Rather left them a bit outclassed by German tanks in many cases. Recon section getting sniped, false guys moving up. Not a lot of infantry though for Magpiesflightx. Oh, never mind. Additional Sturstruppen has arrived. Cromwell moving southwards, but again, it was actually a pretty fast tank. Again, so fast they actually used it as a reconnaissance armor as well. So, fun little facts there. Field support truck trying to secure the missions here. And we are seeing commanders getting ready. Again, this sort of more usual choice. Its intent tends to be the most effective doctrine, a bit like the Luftwaffe doctrine for the Panzer Elite. Cromwell moving in. You might soon be seeing some commanders popping in to cause some havoc for the Hun. And we're actually seeing the demo upgrade on the sappers. That's quite interesting. Quite what you usually see. Field support truck going up, and sappers getting sniped. Poor Tom went down. Bunker almost getting down. That could in fact allow for the British to move in, and for example the sappers move in and set up demo charges. And again, Magpiesflightx is not quite ready there to stop any enemy armor, lacking the requisite efforts. And oh dear, Commando glider in. Also updated commandos right there, charging in, firing away. It looks like Magpiesflightx is making a run for the headquarters command truck. A bit bold. Molly's base is going down. Definitely very bold. Field support truck suffering heavily. Panzerjäger troops getting sniped. And And there we go. Command truck down. Demo charge right there in case some Jerry decides to retreat back. Casualty station down. Rather a bit of pressure there. And again, Magpiesflightx is playing a rather cold-hearted game. Moving stormtroopers in, probably to try and knock out those machine gun replacements first before moving in the rest. Attempts at knocking down the base. More demo charges apparently. Troops getting sniped. Of course, going for the cut-off watch, of course, to deny the British resources as well. No additional armor there.
Supply lines are broken. We have a territory cut off from supply.
Almost done with the headquarters. Response from Magpie seems to actually move back and react finally. Again, he might be playing a bit of chicken there, and that of course might not work out to his advantage, I fear fully. In particular now as his headquarters is about to go down. But also note, he's not retreating, he's not going to be charging blindly into this mess. He's going to take a slightly more cautious approach. Just sort of waltzing in there and counter-attacking in a more direct manner, and of course a bit more cold-blooded there, which is certainly needed in these situations, although again, probably should have moved earlier. Stu 42 ready, but not quite charging in. He's first waiting for the rest of the forces to also be ready, and although I suppose also at the same time ensure that he still has a command, to call it in with. Stormtroopers cloaking, commanders moving up. Stu moving in, and oh, misses. Of course, separating the infantry from the Cromwell is a good idea. Allows the stormtroopers to move in more easily without getting dealt with by commanders and other infantry sections. Although at the same time, let's be careful. And there we go, unleashing a fusillade of Panzerschrecks. Another Cromwell has arrived, I suspect. Yes, indeed. Volksguys moving in. Sniper could also do a bit. Trying to get that Cromwell. Oh, instead it heads to Stu. Oh no. Stormtroopers going down. Cromwell's Commander's trying to deal with the Stormtroopers. Main gun destroyed. And a full retreat. Fearing to go any further. Commander's though suffering pretty heavily. If only there was a sniper nearby to support, but he's moved away. Instead, they are moving in, perhaps trying to get those stormtroopers. Of course, a few bundle grenade could perhaps save the day. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Veteran 22, by the way, for the infantry stormtrooper squad down with Panzerschreck again. Not good. Now, the Volksguys are the ones suffering. Nice little counter move there, and while certainly Magpies did play it cool, he might have played it a bit too cool. I rather fear might be the situation in this case. Oh, he blew up his own air quarters as well. Magpies is being rather reckless. We've got another Cromwell arriving. Snipers, MGs dealing with the retreating troops, but will it be enough? Not quite, not quite. And another commander squad popping in, clearing out the MG. Most heroically. And the Goliath now arriving. Oh, get the stormtroopers away. Don't want that to go off near them. Otherwise, it's goodbye stormtroopers. But Goobypls definitely taking advantage of the fact he's just pushed back Jerry back to his base and also left most of Jerry's base in ruins. A bit of problems with Fraps. And back. Getting probably all his pioneers back to trying to repair. Sniper needs to be careful, he's moving about on his own. Rather exposed. Bloody close, and the Cromwell is still there, waiting to prey upon anything moving a bit too far out, and of course that could be the sniper. Stormtroopers moving in, and there we go, flanking speed, using the full advantage of its rather swift engines. Oh, he got the sniper. Absolutely rotten luck. But again, Magpiesflightx has a tendency of playing a rather high-stakes game. In this case, it didn't quite pan out the way he wanted it to. But there we go. Headquarters up. Stormtroopers getting called in. Another Goliath. Or is it the same one? Stormtroopers advancing a bit boldly as well. Points being secured by the MG. Will the Stormtroopers be able to get the Cromwell? Or will the Cromwell and the attendant infantry knock it out? Them out, I mean. But let's go return to Magpie's flight. Taking up position once more in the house. Catching the British infantry out on the streets outside at night. Commanders moving in from the flank. Cromwell moving in from the other. Stormtroopers arriving from another one. Panzerx flying. Grenades. Oh, he was trying the door. I mean, thing is, it rather works in a peculiar way. It actually works on your opponent paying attention and, of course, making the mistake of trying to retreat. But, of course, if he isn't paying attention, he's like, say, oh, right, there's a tank coming, and missing it, your grenades are not going to do anything. It's an old piece of psychology right there. Still moving in, though. Just going to try and deal with those commandos. Well, the Stormtroopers, of course, trying to clear out the Cromwell. Commandos having a great deal amount of luck. Pioneers moving in.
One of our sectors has been cut off. Ready for orders. Forward supply lines are broken.
And pulling off the Cromwell to a rather far away corner for repairs. Interesting, ultra interesting. He's not salvaging this. Could give him more munitions to work against the foul Britisher. And he needs some armor of some sort. He's going straight for the Panzer Commandos. He might be hoping for some Panzers to save the day. Pioneer down to the Cromwells though. Oh, Pioneer squad lost. He seemed taught.
They're losing territory.
Bit of damage there. MG. Oh, they're getting caught by 3 reconnaissance sections inside the church. Almost like this was a monster and the British were angry peasants. Got the Cromwell, but he might be losing an MG in the process. He needs support. He needs the Stu 42 down there as soon as possible. And of course, the recon troops are moving in. They might even get off some sniper shots. But there we go. Stu arrives. Sturmhaubitze. Oh, that was close. Very close. Could have ended with a dead MG 42. No Panzer Command going up. Lieutenant Court down here might be seeing some Pioneers try to give him some swift Wehrmacht justice.
We have 200 points.
Of course, Magpie's flight needs a plan and he needs a response and he needs something to regain the lost. And also something to deal some proper damage to Goobypls before Goobypls pulls off some final... Oh, he's just pulling out more Cromwells, which is so far doing the trick. As of course, Magpie's flight gets a Tiger and he's not prepared. And the Cromwell here dealing with the Stu 42. Stormtroopers arriving though, moving in with the numerous Panzerx. Commandos dealing with the Goliath. Ooh! Commando squad down. They should all get a posthumous VC, I suppose. Panzer Command almost done. And laying down a mine could be dangerous if the Stu sets it off. Oh, they did. No, it didn't. How on earth do you manage that? MG42 again getting cleared out by the recon chaps, but still also doing a bit of damage to them. Cromwell moving in, flanking the Stormtroopers, trying to get that Cromwell, which is using flanking speed. And there we go, Stormtroopers caught out in the open. And the shots fly, not all of them connect, but still enough to force away the Cromwell a bit. Engagement continues in the center as the reconnaissance sections go down. Heavy losses. The MG42 though is tragically lost for all eternity and looks like he might be trying to just get the Tiger or the Panzer IV. Though that needs fuel or just more command points. Recon section caught out here by the Sturmhaubitze. Cromwells moving in on their own, not fully repaired. More Cromwells. Perhaps he needs at least one Firefly. Perhaps also, a command tank could help the Cromwells. Increases the rate of fire, actually, which can be a bit of help, against, troops. Recon section getting blasted by the Panzer. And there we go. Nice flank by the Cromwell on the Stu 42, but of course, Stormtroopers are quick to rush in. So it's a fight.
Victory reserves.
And the pioneers are down here caught by a small raiding force led by the officers and some commandos. Getting a bit tired though. Cromwell's getting repaired as always, and we're actually seeing a command tank up. That's actually good. Again, increases the rate of fire, which should make them generally overall more lethal against everything. Pioneers caught. And we are seeing commando to the right against commandos. Pioneer squad down. Both sides are actually pretty banged up. Down to 4 units here, but again, he's actually able to do some damage. But question is, of course, is it enough damage? And the commander's winning against the base. Ostwind on the way. The Ostwind. Lieutenant also moving in. Lieutenant Jones. Of course, Ostwind could ruin everything. Or ruin everything. Armoured push going in here. Cromwell moving in. Panzerx holding the town centre. Demo charge. But the Ostwind gets out. Cromwell taking fire. But all Panzerx are now in that church. That could work well or not so well. The commanders are pushed away by the Flak Panzer. Granted, again, not a very common Flak Panzer. The Möbelwagen was more common, or the Wirbelwind. And the Flak Panzer don't actually take apart. Artillery against the stormtroopers in the building.
Heavy assault.
Oh.
Deploy at your convenience.
No, that was just a decoy. Ow, how rubbish. That's not fun. Now we are seeing artillery on the way. Come on. Magpies, it's not a joke this time. He's trying to get out. A few losses. Ooh. Bloody close. Tiger, though, can be called in. A desperate asset from the 101st Schwere SS Panzer Abteilung as the Stu goes down. The Tiger arrives. Could do with a bit of veterancy, though. Veterancy overall is always good. At least the first level. Pretty much universal. Stu 42 down. Tiger rolls in. Stormtroopers need to be quick to reinforce, though. And a Firefly has at the same time, though, arrived. This could easily turn the tides. Cromwell. And there we go, Cromwell down. Stormtroopers need to quickly arrive. And Pioneers need to be there to repair the Tiger. And there we go, of course, Cromwell command tank with a Firefly mix. Firefly much more lethal, increases the rate of fire quite something nastily. And there we go, the Stormtroopers rush in, not even fully reinforced. Magpiesflightx waits for no one, not even the last man. And the Ostwind does a bit of patrolling. That's a good move. Needs that Tiger repaired. But lacking in victory points, this could still end up badly for Magpiesflightx. Whoops. And the glider will finally be going down in the name of the fatherland. But I fear the 12th SS might not have been faring too well in this fight. Glider down. Swift counterattack towards this point. No attempt at securing this point. And again, oh, heavy damage already there. And yes, this is could easily end up very badly. Might be an idea to send in the Stormtroopers first instead of the Tiger first, and particularly again with increased rate of fire. Pioneers facing the large British horde. 36 points left. This could be the end, my friend. Despite Magpie's best attempts. And they probably should have sent the Ostwind up there to support against here. Oh well. And Commando springing the ambush from the building. And artillery going in. Will it be enough? Evacuating the building. They just need to stop cloaking. Charge in. Get the Firefly. But he's forgetting the victory points. He's forgetting the victory points. This is madness. Tiger goes out of control as well. Nicht gut. Artillery getting called in. 13 points left. Commandos charge in. A little ambush right there. And artillery knocking out the Stormtroopers. Knocking out the Ostwind. Not the Firefly. A few commandos down as well. We'll be down to one Stormtrooper squad. Veterans you want for the command tank. Flamethrower pioneers, but this is game over. A loss for the 12th SS. Fighting as heroically as they could. There was a slight lack in strategy and a definite lack in anti-tank assets, when I think caused Magpiesflightx too much in the end. He was relying too much on stormtroopers with the Panzer when he at least should have had a pack or two, or at least some Sturmgeist shoot something a bit more accurate than just Panzer. And I think that's rather what cost him in the end. Otherwise he did alright, but again he just couldn't hold enough as well, and that in the end cost him dearly, as Goobypls was rather much more aggressive and actually sort of much quicker to punish his opponent for mistakes. Oh, you've got lots of pioneers, let's get some armor, let's charge into a base, let's cause some havoc. Stuff like that, very nicely done right here with the British player reacting nicely. And again, if Magpiesflightx has perhaps more than just, Panzer, he might have fared a bit better, I think. So, there you go, though. Hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and look forward to the second cast of the day to celebrate 2600 subscribers.